way overhyped. You got the investor bros that kind of pumped the collector box.
MTG Basics. Keep it basic.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joseph, and I'm joined by John, head of level 7.
Both waves. You get both the right and the left wave from me.
And welcome back to another Nameless cEDH podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about some pretty fun topics. We got some stuff like product fatigue, stuff with Magic and Wizards, kind of how much they've been doing. We want to talk about 60 card and cEDH kind of comparison, things in between them, and then just kind of flow after that.
Yeah. Glad to be here. Thank you guys for having me. I get to sit in the great and powerful Raul's chair. It's I feel stronger already. Something about it is just, it's right. It's like the president's chair or something.
Funny because this is Raul's chair.
What? That's Raul's chair.
I'm Raul.
I knew something
today,
was wrong.
And you're me.
No, now everything is wrong. The darkness is setting in. Yeah.
Well, quick backstory. John is a awesome boss of mine, runner of level 7, our local LGS, the store we partner with and do all of our events at, go to run the streams for, things like that. Super happy to have you on, boss man.
Absolutely. Like it's, I get to watch the podcast and just be like, someday I'll be there. Someday I'll be Joseph and he'll be Raul and it will be rad.
And that's
so here we are. Today's the day. So, yeah. Thanks again.
Let's go into this.
Let's do it.
I think one of the biggest things we wanted to talk about was how much Wizards is really leaning into product after product after product after product and just crapping them out.
Sure.
And really the way the community and the people see it, because yes, we buy product, yes, we buy cards, yes, we buy boxes and things like that, but we don't really talk about to the extent of like, wow, they've produced 6 sets in 3 months or 2 months, or like an insane amount.
Sure.
And just keep churning them. Like, how does that affect you being, a business owner and someone who runs an LGS?
Well, I mean, it's interesting because I've got to see the change in Wizards, right? So we came in and started doing cards at level 7 about 6 or 7 years ago, which was right around Ixalan Dominaria. So that's when we got into it. So this is pre the collector boosters, pre shiny era, So
every card's not a foil yet.
yeah, exactly. And to be honest, all I can remember from that era of time is Magic was not doing good. So it's interesting because the perception, I think, from a lot of it's the entrenched players, the players that have to keep up with the game,
yes,
that see the fatigue, right?
Yes.
However, I will say that since they've started introducing more product, there's just more product to sell, and it reaches out wider to a different audience. And so it's curious because it definitely brings more people in, and it's more difficult for the entrenched players to keep up with.
It's a balance,
it's like,
right?
Don't you want the meta to change?
Yeah.
Don't you want new cards? And so it is a balance. It's tough. As long as they're not banning cards, I'm happy. I
totally agree. And it's kind of interesting because the commander panel, I know our podcast is mostly cEDH.
Sure.
We talk about that the most, obviously. The commander panel actually just met in Seattle, I believe, 2 weeks ago. Talk about either bannings, unbannings, state of the format, things like that. We won't know about it for a while, but it's good to be aware that they might be banning more cards or unbanning more cards or, whatever the case is. And that's going to be coming up pretty soon, I believe December, November. So it's good to look into that and be like, oh, well, we're going to get 4 more products by that time. What if they just ban all the things and then everything changes a month after, right?
And basically that kind of flashes back to the beginning of the flashy era with the original, what is it? The Eldraine, Throne of Eldraine, and then because there was Oko that got banned in standard right away. I mean,
immediately, yeah.
Guild standard.
Oh my gosh.
The Oko ban right into the Euro ban in 2020. Murdered standard.
Yeah.
It's never recovered. It's interesting. So it's like, as long as the sets are releasing and they're not immediately having to ban cards, which I know that they've had to ban some uncommons or some weird rares here or there.
Yeah,
that's fine. But when
emergency bans are a little different.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. As long as it's not the marquee card of the set that you're banning,
the one that's $45, a VV or something.
Which, I mean, right? We're saying it right now, and Vivi might just see that standard ban that's key, because then it's I don't know. are you taking your time, or did you just put it out to sell more cards? Like, why?
Oh, it's another design mistake, like Nadu or something like that, where you're like, oh, we didn't actually think about this. And they said they didn't really consider all of the formats and everything for it. It's kind of interesting because it seems like they're caring a little less about the amount of really broken cards they print, but they care more about churning more product.
Right.
And that's just, I think, a Wizards thing we see right now. Hasbro, I think, sees that everything's doing well because they're selling so much and saying, "Hey, we just broke another record with Final Fantasy." Even some of the standard sets are doing phenomenal. I think Edge of Eternities has done amazingly well.
It's wild.
It's weirdly amazingly well too. But like they see the amount they sell and they're like, well, we'll just keep doing that because it works. But they don't see the community aspect of like how it affects us, the players, the people who again grind a lot or play a lot of games, things like that. It's very interesting. Again, like balance, right?
It's tough. And I mean, like, Wizards is also in the middle of like being as popular as, oh, well, Magic is as popular as it's probably ever been.
Yeah,
In addition to, they are printing less cards. They're just printing less of the sets,
exactly.
which is this creating this Pokemon scenario, which is probably bad,
I
right?
think the thing we complain about Pokemon the most, right, is just how hard it is to continue to keep getting product, and
Yeah.
that's what we're running into now.
Yeah, we're seeing the Lorwyn eclipsed. I got an email today about allocations on that, and it is
Nothing.
not chill.
Oh
Bad.
God.
So we'll see. Everything's just going to be interesting. I mean, hopefully Avatar's better.
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man has been interesting. We were going to talk about that a little bit.
Yes. Oh my goodness, Spider-Man.
Okay,
From
from your
my
perspective. Okay.
yes. So it's been very weird because I looked at the set before. We talked about a lot of cards on the set, Raul and we're like, there's really not that many cards for our format. So it's not a set I care about too much.
Mhm.
But the cards I do care about are gonna be really expensive. I think finally the Green Goblin went down. That was like the one really crazy card that like is pretty good.
The
Besides
Norman Reedus flip one.
yeah.
Or
And then
Norman Reedus, Norman Osborn.
Norman Osborn.
Sorry.
That and then the Soulstone just being really expensive because it's like the chase, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else in the set that I truly cared about, an uncommon and a rare besides that. So it's like I don't care too much about the set, so I won't invest a lot into it. And I think a lot of our scene is the same way, right? They don't want to buy 4 boxes worth because they don't need anything from this set, and it's not a very good besides maybe standard set for most people.
Right. And I mean, a lot of it is okay. So you may want 1 or 2 cards. That's not going to push you to open packs.
Yeah.
But if there's 1 or 2 cards you want and 5 or 6 cards that are valuable that you don't want, at least it gives you something that you could be doing something with.
Exactly.
The hard part with this is there's not much, right? It's like, okay, either you got the card you wanted or you're building a really weird commander.
Yeah. like really weird,
Like
right?
a common
Lady Octopus, whatever it is.
Yeah, right, okay.
And I think that's kind of the direct correlation from Final Fantasy to Spider-Man, because Final Fantasy was obviously a fan favorite set and something that did really well because it's very popular. You would think it'd be the same for Spider-Man because it's Marvel and Spider-Man, but as a result of the set being kind of lackluster and it being, I want to say, like, besides the collector packs, like printed an okay amount compared to Final Fantasy. Maybe it's about the same. I'm not actually sure of that aspect.
It's lower.
It's
lower.
lower.
It's
Okay.
definitely lower than Final Fantasy, which
Interesting.
which is from my
Yeah.
perspective,
Shift it over.
I think it's very interesting because although it may not be the most powerful product, it's not a bad product,
Not
right?
really.
So that's kind of where people get lost in the sauce of, okay, there's not these really expensive cards throughout it, but it is something that has the flavor people will care about
Yeah.
over the long term. And with Wizards printing things as poorly as they are right now, and I mean, like, I don't mean like quality, I just mean quantity. They're not getting us enough product. We apparently aren't getting more Edge of Eternities until next year.
Oh my god.
Final Fantasy play boosters aren't coming back until November.
Even though it's a standard legal set, also.
Standard legal set.
Oh my goodness.
There's not, as far as I know, another allocation of Spider-Man coming
period.
Yet.
Yeah, as of now.
So
Oh,
it's all gonna sell. That and once it's gone, then the perception of it will change. And that's usually what happens. And I think this is the perfect type of product for that to happen where got overhyped coming off the hills of Edge and Final Fantasy,
Yep.
way overhyped. You got the investor bros that kind of pumped the collector boxes up to
$900,
which was insane.
before it even came out, you know, like
then like the day before it came out,
yeah, down to $250 or some ridiculous number. Yeah.
and
Ridiculous.
but I mean that it's interesting because the pull rate sucked.
That's all what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's got a lot of things against it. I know. I'm like, but I think it's good. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a good. I think it's a good long-term Magic
Yes.
product, just not the best Magic set.
So I was talking with a buddy, a T of mine, and he I think had a really good point of like it's gonna tank as it does in the beginning because it doesn't need to stay $950, some ridiculous amount, right? And this is for like a collector box.
Right.
It'll go down, it'll come back up, and then kind of either settle or do the Final Fantasy thing where like, oh, all of a sudden some cards just start shooting up to $200 again, and oh, it's back up to $1,000. Oh, it's going to 1,300, or, you know, something dumb. I don't think it'll do quite that much, but I do think, you know, around Christmas time or some time frame where people want more product and it's harder to get, they will be paying more for it.
I think it breaks 7 this year.
I think
so
for
it's at
sure.
like 5 something now. I think it breaks 7 in the next couple months, like for sure.
100%.
Does it get back up to 9? I think that's going to be hard just because price memory. People will realize that that was its peak, and they're going to try to avoid that like
Like the plague.
exactly. They're going to be like, "There's no way. It was never worth that." But then once it starts getting close to that, they're going to be like, "Oh shit."
Exactly.
Tough decisions. There's less of it. It's not bad. It's just not loaded with Modern Horizons 3 level
gosh.
freaking just. Well, and here's the other thing. So Wizards, right? It was supposed to be an Aftermath style set
Yeah.
that they expanded, which means it's full of nonsense that nobody wants.
Yep.
Okay. I still think it's good. Anyhow,
We gotta remind the folk he thinks it's good. We think it's good.
but all of the Universes Beyond stuff was supposed to go straight to Modern.
Yeah. And it's not.
And then they were like, actually, it's all standard.
Which is so weird.
But if you think about it, it all started with Foundations. They did Foundations, and they're like, all right, standard is beefy now. Standard
for 5 years, right?
is going to be beefy.
For a long time.
And because what do they get out of Modern? They want people to play standard. Modern is like, oh, the sets that we don't play anymore, right?
Yeah.
Or Direct 2. They're like, no, we want people to actively be buying 4 of all of these all the time and need to. So then they pump it up with Foundations, and now they have to try to all these sets that have been in development, escalate them to that level, and it's just not gonna always pan out.
I totally agree. I think a big part of it too is like like you said, they did really ramp up standard with Foundations. They gave, you know, Land Royals, Omniscience, a bunch of really, really, really good cards that'll stay legal for forever, and then just kind of I think fell it off a cliff because they're like, oh yeah, well, it was for Modern, so instead of it being for Modern, it's standard, and then we have to keep the, you know, power creep to still a minimum. It's obviously power crept, but like much less so than a Modern legal set because those sets have insanely powerful cards because Modern's insanely powerful format.
Yes.
And I think you're totally right with them appealing more to standard because they want more people to play it, and it's not doing the best right now.
I mean, what we did the standard RCQ up at the 84th store, and I think this time around we got somewhere around like 34 to 40 people.
Yeah,
which is it's pretty good. I mean, it's not killer, but it's like, you know,
didn't sell out, but it did great.
Yeah.
But I also know a Modern RCQ like we had a few months before when it was Modern season did
just as well,
if not better.
If not better.
Yeah.
True.
It's pretty interesting to see the again dynamic of those two things. Real quick, I don't know if everyone saw this, but there was another announcement from Wizards 3 days ago now. They were saying happy birthday to Mr. Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo Baggins.
I'm not gonna do the audio, I guess, but it's just like this little like I don't know promo showing the little Hobbit hole. Yeah, a teaser for the Hobbit hole.
It's a teaser, and then look, there's some runes. Watch,
Yeah,
boom with the runes. What's with the runes?
I don't know. Is it like Elvish? I don't know runes. I can't speak rune, but
my runish is rusty.
After this, also, I didn't have it pulled up, but there was a photo that I think is real, was leaked, showing a like ghost rare One Ring,
One of two rings.
one of two ring. Yeah, poor Post Malone, man. He's like, I thought I had the one of One Ring. Now there's another one.
It's like just retconning all of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
And they're
there's
just
like another
actually,
year later, a
well,
third One Ring.
in the other realm, it's technically a different ring. So, you know, whatever.
It's gonna be interesting because if they just keep doing this thing where they like make a really exclusive card and then make it a second time,
Yeah.
that's I don't think very good. And I don't know if the formats the people are gonna like that very much. I don't know. It's cool to like have another chase for sure, but like that is feels bad.
It does feel a little bad. I don't know. I think it's really interesting because I like Post Malone. That's fine.
yeah.
But it's like it's kind of a feels bad that there's just some dude who's like millions of dollars. Give me that.
Buy
Like,
the thing.
it's like
Everyone
you gotta
wants.
play for it or something. I don't know. That's what I say. Like you gotta earn it. He did earn it. Okay, all right. I don't know.
Uses it as a. I think he uses it as a proxy of something. I don't. I've heard
I
stories. I
could
don't
just
know.
see Post Malone. Honestly, like I've listened to it, but yeah, it was a whole weird thing. But
Oh,
it
gosh.
it blew me away. It was a good concert. Dude's super talented.
Mortal Kombat was a fun week, I will say.
It was wild, dude. Shout out to the Critical Boys.
I wish he had actually come to the event though. That would have been sick.
Oh, so close.
If you like saw everybody and saw us like nerding out on Magic, you're like, this is the shit.
It was.
I think that's just an interesting thing I wanted to bring up too. One of the other things we wanted to talk about was the best, I think, products for both cEDH and EDH, and like how you can kind of get started into those formats. Again, we know a lot more about cEDH, but even EDH, I want to talk about how there's this fantastic Foundations beginner bundle. It's not necessarily built for EDH. It's kind of for 60 card or 40 card, I guess, for draft. But it gets you so many good lessons and how to play. Like the packs in it, I believe, are totally ready to play. You don't have to shuffle. You just straight
Yeah, they're like
pull them.
preloaded jumpstart
Yes.
packs.
Like
Yeah.
you don't do anything. You just like put 7 cards and you start the game. Like that's like a fantastic product that they haven't ever really made until this one.
Well, that's what they did with the new Spider-Man welcome decks.
Yes.
They're the same where they're preset and it's like, don't shuffle this.
Don't mess with them. Just
And that's
get
like a
them ready.
Pokemon thing, which
Yeah.
is cool because they do that with
They
their
have welcome
starters.
decks and things like
It
that.
works.
And I like that a lot. And I'm glad they're doing more products like this again. And I forgot about the Spider-Man one, but like again, this was like the first
That
big
wasn't
one.
something you could purchase.
Yes.
The welcome decks were weird. It
You
was
have
like
to give them.
we gave them away and we got
Yeah.
like 5. So
We didn't
it
get
was
like
stupid.
any. I'm so sad. But I think it's a good thing to know about if you're maybe not people watching, but like getting into EDH or cEDH, and you're like, let me learn Magic.
True. I
Good
think
stuff to learn Magic.
well, okay, for the cEDH audience, I think this is important because it feels so far away from an entry level player's purview, right? Like it's like it feels like so distant from buying a starter commander deck and then just being like, okay, Rog-Thras, you know?
Yeah.
It hurts. So I think just having like being a cEDH player who has a friend who maybe is interested to be like, hey, here's a product that we could get started together that isn't me sitting down with you with my most nasty decks.
And crushing you.
Well, maybe not even crushing you, but expecting you to understand the most complicated game format that's ever been created.
Do this
for
breach line. Like,
Yeah.
like, what?
You just walked me through the Atali win that took 20 minutes, and you're like, just cast Atali again and again and again. And I was like,
you go to exile our whole decks and not cast it.
yeah, Atali is just the DJ Khaled of Commander, dude. And it's
Run it back. Let's do it again. Yeah, I think it's very interesting because I know a lot of people that either wanted to or have gotten into either EDH, cEDH, 60 card, whatever it is, and they didn't really have like a good grasp. I think the best I can always offer them is Arena, just because the tutorial in the beginning is pretty good.
True.
But this is like an actual in-person, I'll sit down with you, teach you what to do, and you don't have to feel like it's just a computer talking to you.
right.
Like you get the actual like skin to skin contact of like, yeah, let's play a game, learn the mechanics, and I'll show you if something goes wrong.
Yeah, in-person Magic just is
Way better.
It's just
way better. Yeah.
So
Oh, I love this product, and I'm Glided stayed again like 30-40 bucks. It's very cheap for actually all the things you get. I like it a lot.
Wizard seems to be printing some of the stuff that they need to be printing enough of, but it's like play boxes. Come on.
Oh my gosh, more. Give us more and not like, 100 max and drop it. Yeah. Let's transition over a little bit to the Spider-Man set. I know we talked about a lot about it, but like again, the kind of the prices, because we talked about it and I want the visual for the people to see.
It's back up to 613. Okay.
Yeah, it did go up a good bit more. But I mean, you see this massive drop from $970 before release to 830, 700.
But look how many more are
590
selling now. So I mean, you
Yeah.
look at that peak. It's like 34 sold at that. So
That tiny little
34
price.
people got completely jived.
Yeah.
But everybody else is seeing the dip and going for it. They're like, screw it. So it must, that's how you know it's not bad.
Exactly.
Right? Is people are just waiting for the price to be not what it was.
Not
right?
a
Like more
ridiculous
realistic.
amount.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Final Fantasy is people didn't think it was going to be as good as it was, even though they
Yes.
still knew it was going to be good. They still didn't understand like how much they were going to want it, and then they regretted not getting it.
Yes.
This time around, everybody did the opposite.
The complete opposite, right? They're like, oh, it's gonna be super, super hype. Oh, instead of I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Oh, boom.
Well, and Wizards totally like skipped the hype cycle for this set too and jumped right into Avatar. And they're already hyping Lorwyn. They've already
released like 4 cards, right?
Yeah.
And they're
there's rogues, baby.
insanely good cards.
We got rogues.
Insanely good cards. Like better Bitter Blossom on a creature with flash and flying. Oh my gosh, I can't even get into that because it's gonna be phenomenal. But they gotta stop, doing the thing. We saw it with Avatar too. They realized people were kind of less hype on Spider-Man and were like, oh, Avatar. Like, look at all this stuff because I want you to forget about the thing you're about to buy next.
Right.
It's so interesting, like the process that they do it in. I don't get it all.
I mean, I think when a product gets to a certain point, the data points are going to tell you whether or not it's going to work or not. Right.
Yeah.
So they get to a point, they can see the pre-orders and they're like, we're lost on this one.
Go on the next one.
Go.
Yeah.
Cut it.
Go on the next 2.
Right.
Again, we're seeing Lorwyn before. What is it? Next is Avatar.
Avatar, then Lorwyn.
Oh,
But
it's
there
just
might-
Lorwyn after. Okay.
Yeah, but who knows? There's this whole like, they sent us the. Did you see the Chocobo poster?
Yes.
So what is that?
I don't know.
What's that about?
It's gonna be a.
What?
Are they doing a second Final Fantasy thing?
Are they going to do a holiday thing? Is it just going to be? What is it?
That may be this holiday. Maybe that's the Lord of the Rings thing.
And why did they make a poster and send it to us with the Spider-Man poster
at the same time?
in between sets?
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't even the last set because Edge of Eternities was after, or it was before Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right. So it's super strange. There's just a lot going on with, I think, product and some fatigue, like we're saying. That.
See, I can't get sick of product. I can't get.
Yeah.
I'm just like, more, baby. Let's go. Like every game. Exactly. Like I don't know. It's tough because it's like I want something to sell. I want something new. It's like when I see somebody and it's like 2 weeks later and they're like, all right, what do you got? And I'm like, the same exact shit. They're like, no, man, something new. So,
but I mean, I think that's also a good point to talk about. There's 2 like types of people who play Magic right now, and that's the people who buy a bajillion packs and crack them, and that's their their fix.
The thing, yeah.
Or they buy only singles. And I don't think there's a ton of like, I'll buy like a pack. There's not a lot of people that do that.
No.
It's mostly like, I want a whole box or 2 boxes or 10 boxes, or I want only singles.
Yeah.
And that's really where you see the difference of like the people who buy it at the crazy prices, or the people who buy once it finally goes way, way, way down. Cause like, oh, it's only $150 for a box right now. That's like pretty reasonable. Let's do it.
Yeah. No, I like
it's
it.
very cool to see the comparison.
Sorry, I knocked over. Oh, what is this? What do we got here?
What's up?
Oh, Grizzlebrand. Dang, I got Grizzlebrand in the middle of the pod.
Dude, Grizzlebrand is a messed up Magic card. Speaking of modern, oh my gosh, I've been seeing some. There's that it's a Neoform deck where you cast a Allosaurus for free by pitching 2 green cards, and then you go, oh, Neoform. Here's any amount of creatures because you put Galta in, and then you're like, oh, attracts it. Grizzlebrand. All the scary stuff.
Are you thinking about getting back into modern?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm itching. I'm like,
He's like 1v1.
I want to play some more 60 card, man.
True.
I miss having a sideboard. I'll say that.
Oh, that's always nice, right?
Oh, the worst matchup, 10 cards in. 10 cards out.
Yeah.
I think I always talk about it, especially as of recent. Like, it's good for cEDH players to play 60 card or draft a lot. It gives you better experiences, better thought processes. Things like, instead of just like, oh well, I have to counter this game-winning spell. No, should I counter this? Semi-threat.
Right.
It's not the best thing they're going to play this game, but it'll cook me for a while. So I need to get rid of it or I need to remove it. But I know they have a scary thing in their hand. Maybe I've seen it. I still have to do this because I will lose with gradual value rather than like game-winning spells. It's a big comparison.
I think the main difference between 1v1 and the 4-player, commander obviously, is commander doesn't really have tempo. There's not like a tempo to it, right? Whereas like 1v1, it's like I'm gonna be limited to this thing, you're gonna be limited to this thing, where commander just goes off. It's just like
here's my resource, here's my tithe. Oh, I have 50 treasures. Now nothing matters, right? You're like, in comparison, you're like, oh, I have to play a land, I have to hit a land drop, I have to maybe find some card draw, maybe find a removal for your piece, but I'm 1-for-1ing myself because I lose that card. It's totally different. You don't have the resource of, draw 30 cards with a Ristic or Fish, or spin infinite times with infinite mana with a cannon. You don't get that in a 60 cards format where you have 4 of the same fetch land, 4 of the same shock land, things like that.
Right.
It's
and
very
getting
different.
blown out in 1v1
Oh my
feels
God.
way worse because you're like, there's no.
I was in a game-winning spot.
Yeah,
I was in a game-winning spot. Nothing could have stopped me. Oh, that's the one thing that could stop me, and now I die.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you're just like, all right, you had the answer. Yeah.
Do you know how many times like my opponent's been at 1 life and like 6 turns in a row they just live and they win? I'm like, dude, 1 life.
Yeah.
That's like that's nothing that really happens at sea unless you're nosing or necropotencing. It doesn't happen. It's interesting. I like to just yap more about 60 cards because I'm trying to encourage more people to play them more and become better at them. So I like to talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. It's a good time. But back to cEDH.
Yes, cEDH, the actual thing we're here to talk about. I think one of the other topics I wanted to bring up, especially for C and products, is what we're gonna see for what's it called? Avatar. The big comparison of like the actual good cards we've seen so far, some of like the Aang and the Cabbage Merchant specifically. I don't know if you know about Cabbage Merchant.
Yeah, and then there was the Tor. I can't remember. I don't know. I never watched Avatar. So yeah, the
lands with like Naya. That one's also insane. We can pull that up. How they're actually going to affect the format, and specifically Cabbage Merchant, I think will be super format defining. I think this card, and I'll read it real quick for everyone watching. The Cabbage Merchant is a 2 and a green for a human citizen 2/2. It says whenever opponent casts a non-creature spell, create a food token. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, sack a food token. So like that's like a tiny downside. And then tap 2 untapped foods you control, add a mana of any color.
That's pretty wild.
It's like semi-smothering Tithe in the aspect of its opponents casting non-creatures rather than drawing cards.
Yeah.
But also these don't sacrifice. You're just tapping 2 foods to make mana. So when you untap next turn, you have them all again.
Right.
So it's basically the same as a treasure token if you're getting another turn, because using 2 of them to make a mana, but then the next turn you're using the same 2 to make another mana. So you just like each food is basically 1 mana if you get 2 turns.
Yeah, I mean, I think depending on the matchups, you're just gonna have to remove it right away. Like it's just gotta go.
Yeah.
And
it has depending on like exile effect too, right? Because if you bounce it, they just cast it again, and they're like, "Oh, all my foods are still here."
That's true. Yeah, that's kind of gross. I did see that card, but I hadn't really like
thought about it.
Saw it. Like, I heard it, but I didn't listen.
I kind of back to what we talked about earlier. I'm a little worried about maybe not this specific card, but cards like this that the panel for Commander season, they're like, oh, we need to get rid of this immediately. Again, not this one specifically, but in general, and how that'll affect what we call the meta and like what we actually have to play and play around. I'm thankful that we still have reserve list cards and like pretty much every card legal except Power 9 and some really bad ones. But I'm in the same boat as you where I don't want cards banned. I want to be playing the format with the highest power, with if you can do everything correctly and present a win, you can do it rather than like coping on all these cards getting banned and I'm playing like a poopy format because they just banned all the really, really explosive cards that help you win the game, or your opponents win the game, but how you play better than them as a result.
Right.
I don't like that aspect either.
Yeah, no, because then it's like it feels controlled, and like I feel like everything's obviously there's some things. Nadu was just a poor play experience.
Yes.
Like you could counter it, sure, whatever, but it's playing against it was not fun. It took forever.
It did.
It's like
And that's coming from a guy who really loved Nadu. As much as I did, it definitely sucked for your opponents to be like, ugh, Nadu again, like every time.
Shuko?
Yeah.
Shuko?
And like, oh, did I target this one twice already or just once? I don't remember. Let's check every card. I just, like, it was definitely, and like they said, a design mistake, right?
Luckily, this is controllable.
Yeah.
So I think as an opponent, if somebody puts this down, it just changes my decision making, and
You can play around
I
it.
think you could play around it, and it's not as fast as Ristic Study giving people cards, right?
Yes.
It's like giving you food tokens that takes 2 of those things to generate 1 mana. Yeah, it sucks, but I feel like it's not a Ristic Study. It's not even a fish. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
drawing cards is so much better than this. So I think it's great. And it will get utilized hecka, but yeah, I mean, I think this is manageable.
100%.
So
I'm just glad they're from what we've seen right now aren't like worrying about the stuff. Like we haven't seen any Spider-Man like, oh, this card's crazy because there's not that many. Just
Gwynam was crazy.
Gwynam was nuts.
I got to play against Gwynam. Was it Austin that was playing?
Austin.
That? It was disgusting. I was
I'll cast 40 spells. Oh dang, I slept with that. I'll cast 40 spells. You're like, what the Ornithopter, Shield Spear 0/0/0. You're like, oh my god.
And then he got the top.
Yeah.
And was just able to
draw him.
Oh, this is gross.
I'll lose 1 life. I'll draw this land. Oh, a game-winning spell. What was that one?
Yeah.
I don't want to draw that one. I want to cast that one.
Okay.
I think the people didn't recognize either was if you remove the Gwenum, you could still do it. It's an until end of turn effect.
That is nasty.
So like in the game we recorded with Gwenum, they removed his Gwenum. He's like, okay, I'll keep doing it. They're like, what? You still get to do it? It's like, yeah, it's an end of turn effect.
It's just sitting there, doesn't say. Yeah.
Doesn't say if Gwenum stays alive. No.
This is just happening to you. Sit back.
I think the other one you were talking about,
Sit
what's it
back and
called?
relax.
The name is, it's the lands one. Oh, I'm so bad.
Oh, it was Tora or something?
Or it's on here.
I don't know. Like
It's
I said,
color. Oh wow, we have a lot of cards for this set already. I didn't know we had this many. Like,
let's go over every single one right
no.
now. No, tier rank them. Tier rank them.
Where's
best year? Oh, Force Negation's coming back. That's cool. I didn't see that.
Yeah, Force Negation is getting a really, really cool print for the special guest. Dang it, I'm struggling a little bit.
It's okay. We're gonna find it. Let's see here. I got you.
I think I have to check sets.
Avatar.
Oh, it's Toph. That's what it is.
Toph.
Yeah. So
Topher Grace.
I know my buddy Spooky has been really, really liking this one because it goes infinite like immediately with Candelabra of Thanos. But it's a 1 red, green, white, so 4 total mana. Legendary creature, human warrior ally. It says non-token artifacts you control or lands in addition to their other types. And the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2.
That's so good.
Earthbend just makes a land a creature with haste, and that part isn't as relevant. It's more the fact that, yeah, if you make a Candelabra a land, then you can untap the Candelabra because it untaps lands and anything else. And then you're like, oh, cool. You have like a Guy's Cradle for 2, infinite mana. Awesome. Wow. This is awesome. You just keep doing the thing. Or I guess 3, not 2, but still. Very, very easy 1 card with Toph, infinite combo for infinite mana. And at that point,
good.
You just need
pretty good.
Any payoff.
Yeah.
Like infinite mana in these colors
Finale.
is impossible.
Yeah.
Finale, Walking Ballista, anything. It's pretty cool. And it's not something we really see often, lands being utilized like this. I like it a lot.
Interesting too. Yeah. I mean, artifacts I guess you see it in red a little bit, mostly artifact destruction. You don't see a ton in green.
No.
Or white. It's mostly like so that's cool that they're going with that color combo to do that. So
absolutely. Naya is
could be wrong.
Kind of underplayed C color combo. Basically, I think it's just Rocco, but like I think this would be a a pretty good one. I don't know how viable, but actually cool. Oh, whoa! You see this?
I did.
I
I
didn't
don't
see
know.
these
I don't know
yet.
how I feel about that. It looks like it reminds me of, remember the drawing that Rafiki does in The Lion King? Yeah, yeah. I'm like Simba. I'm like, I don't know. That's
Th-
what I see.
that's another thing I'm kind of recognizing more and more with all these sets. There's like so many different kinds of arts and like what's it called? Treatments.
Right.
They're doing like all the special guest stuff now, which we're seeing more, but like this, I don't know what to call this. I don't know what this will be. Is this textured? Is this gonna be,
Well, I think that's the
neon?
rarest print version of these,
I
is
agree.
whatever that version is called.
Yeah.
The rune version. I don't know.
Neon again? It's not quite right, but the colors maybe. I think it's something I haven't enjoyed a lot is, seeing, oh, well, I can get this card 8 different ways and I have to decide which I like more. The one I like is probably gonna be most expensive, so I'm not gonna buy that. I'll buy the second most expensive, whatever. And the fact that you can pull so many of the same card in a single pack. You buy your $60 collector pack and you get 4 of the same card. They're all different. You're like, I hate this card.
You're
Why
like,
did I
I
get
can't
4
even,
of
it's
it?
not even a playset.
Yeah.
Stop.
I don't want this. Why did I get so many? That's something I've been a little saddened about opening collector packs in the past.
True. I think from opening packs perspective, bad. Buying singles perspective, good.
Phenomenal. Yeah. It just feels bad again if you're one of those players who buys a lot of packs.
Especially when you're just like, oh, let's open a collector pack and have fun and see, get some different cards. And then you're like, psych, it's all the same thing
It's all
that I
4 of
didn't
those.
want. 4 of one card I didn't want, but 4 versions just laughing at me.
But I guess the opposite can also be true. You just pull 4 of like the One Ring or something. You're like, oh, I pulled 4 of the One Ring.
Yeah, right.
I want that. No,
Yeah, the guy who pulled that pack, call me.
I'll buy it off of your hand.
Yeah, I'll buy that pack back from you.
Bring it back to the store. There was an error.
Yeah, exactly. We have seen some error packs before, some god packs and
Yeah.
stuff that we still have a Fusion Strike god box someday.
Really?
Someday.
Oh my gosh.
Someday. We don't want to get into Pokemon on this podcast though. We'll save that for later.
Nope. We'll talk about Dragon Ball all day. We're back. Had a little cut in there, but next
I parked on the lawn. Sorry.
had a parking swap. We're all good now.
Yeah. I may have had a few before I came over. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We want to also talk about how, it's your perspective because you run a few LGSs, running a cEDH tournament and what that really entails, right?
Yeah. Well, modern cEDH tournaments are much easier to run because there's clearly defined like format rules, and the community has decided like what is good and bad about running them for the most part, right? Like there's still hiccups here and there, time wise and end of game kind of stuff. But I guess, what do you mean by what it takes to run it? So yeah.
So I think the thing I think, and a lot of CD players should see, is like they see their LGS or a store or a company run an event and they just go to the event. They don't ever like take the perspective of like, oh, what does it actually take? What do you have to do? Do you have to get your space? Maybe you have a store so it's different, but like the space, the judge, the prizing, the software, things like that, all the things that kind of go into one tournament, just like running one.
Yeah, so top down, the first thing that you need is space. So luckily we have the stores, which vary in size, and we've been hosting cEDH for many years now, for going on 5 years total. But I think the perfect size is anywhere from like 32 to 64. So once you have that kind of secured, it's really just a matter of who's going to judge it. So luckily we have some really good cEDH players in-house who have gone through the judge program. Some of them haven't, but they've been playing for so long that it's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Plus the judge program is respectable, but currently in a weird form.
Kind of. Yeah.
There's like some off-brand version of it or something that I'm not familiar with. So that is actually one of the harder parts, is just finding a reliable judge. Luckily we're surrounded by good people and we've been doing it for a long time, so
we're lucky here in Colorado for sure in that aspect.
Totally. We switched over to using the Top Deck software. I think, oh man, it has to have been 2 years ago, a year and a half. It's got
Even the first tournament I came to, we were still using top deck. So it's been a good while.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'd say at least 2 years.
Okay. So we switched over to them probably about 6 months after they kind of popped onto the scene. Prior to that, we actually had our own scoring system.
Yeah.
That's in my opinion, the facilitation of running the tournament in a way that keeps things time wise within reason is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Having player expectations that the game should be moving. Just people have different ideas of what that looks like. And so I think for us, it's really important. And I think our community kind of gets it now. You know, we've been doing it for so long that people kind of our community at least knows what to expect.
Yes.
And they know that Ethan's gonna come up to the table and be like, you know,
It's been 90 minutes, you know.
move it. Yeah, play a card.
It's like 11:30 p.m. Someone's got to win the game, man.
Right, you gotta make a decision. It's tough. But I don't know. It's at this point finding the people to come and play every week who are gonna be cool to each other. There's so many like just personal conflicts within within these communities that I think that's the hardest part is community management. Just making sure that from a store level perspective, we give the proper expectations to the players that then they can be be happy within those that structure to then perform at their best without letting their worst side out.
Yeah.
So we kind of give them, okay, here's the basic structure, here's the place, here's the judge, here's the tools to have a good time.
Now just show up and
have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, it comes down to trying to keep that community intact and not let it go to a place that becomes toxic.
Yeah.
Right. Which is a word that I don't like, but I also really understand what it means because not everybody deals with conflict well, and some people just do deal with conflict well and kind of thrive in it. So I think of people who are considered toxic are generally just people who are good at dealing with conflict and prefer living in that.
They want it, you know?
They want it. And I mean, like in a adversarial game where you have 3 opponents, that's a lot of conflict.
Yeah. There's always going to be some form of conflict in a game with 4 players. Exactly. I totally agree.
Yeah. I mean, it's a game that has 3 losers. And it's
or 4 if everyone draws.
Or 4.
No, I'm just kidding.
I think that's 4 in the current way that it scores. And see, so for me in my scoring system, draws were no points.
Yeah.
That like
the OG.
The OG system, baby. Like you have to win it.
You gotta be a winner to win.
Yeah,
there's no second place.
Yeah.
I think it shows a lot too that you're able to like run the events kind of consistently. And I've been coming for a long time. I've never had like an actual issue at any event. Even like I would say pretty much any Colorado event has run. We've all have a great community with it. We have good judges. We have good locals. Again, sometimes issues arise, but whatever, that happens no matter what.
Yeah.
To just like actually get to see the community that we've like kind of helped accrue and like build, strive, and continue to keep playing, keep having events, you know, once a month, once every 2 months, once every 2 weeks, and then Saturdays every week, right? It's very nice to be able to like, oh, if I want to go to cEDH night on Saturday, I know there's going to be 25 to 35 people every time.
Yeah.
And the only time there's not is if there's like 3 events going on that day. And that's just like, okay, cool. Then that means I can go to any of the other 3 events going on that day and still play cEDH. It's very nice to be able to like understand that. And I know we're privileged in that way to like have this amount of, you know, events and people. I really appreciate that. So I want to thank you specifically because I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it's just awesome to get to do it. Like for cEDH, it was not taken seriously when we started doing it.
Not at all.
We were the only ones that were doing it. There was two community members. James, you know James.
Oh yeah. Big Buff James.
Big Buff James. Shout out Big Buff James.
Love you, buddy.
And this guy Damien, who were like, you have to run cEDH. And I was like, I don't know. And they're like,
because people tell you this all the time. I want to like make the statement. I get it a lot, and I'm not even him. people will go up and be like, "Can you run this format for me? I want to do this on like Saturday nights," and we're just like, "Dude, we can't."
It's always Popper. Dude.
It's always Pauper or like or a Yu-Gi-Oh format. It's one of the two.
Oh yeah,
It's either
like,
Pauper or Yu-Gi-Oh.
no way.
No.
Love you, Yu-Gi-Oh boys, but you get your Sundays.
Yeah. So it's like super impactful that they like convinced you and like showed you the way of like, hey, no, actually run this.
Yeah.
And it's good, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I got into, like I said, selling cards like 7 years ago, 6, 7 years ago. Commander was like, they had pre-con decks, but it was kind of this thing that people did every once in a while. And then we did a league. And then that was just before we opened the North Store.
Yeah.
And once we did the North Store, James was like, you have to.
You got to do
You
it.
have to do a tournament. So we did a big old tournament and
Raul.
yeah, Raul. Keep going, my boy.
And that's another good part too. Like we have also the capabilities to stream them all. And again, that's a lot of us at Basics, but like that's a very lucky thing that we're able to do.
And we've had it
spend
for
the
a
time.
while, which is cool. It's like, yes.
Again, 2 or 3 years like straight of just being able to do this, every Saturday and on big events once a month, once every 2 months. I think that's awesome. And I wish more communities were able to say that they have that. I think we're getting to a point now where cEDH is getting big enough where it's becoming easier for that to be the case, but it's still like a work in progress for a lot of places. So,
and I mean, like the technical difficulties that's some stuff, and
there's a lot of hard things.
That's not just a Paul Gilbert song, okay?
No,
that's a real thing, and it's
oh my gosh. You ever gotten a tournament totally deleted? Because we have.
I've had pre-releases get deleted.
No.
So I've been in like a 60, 70 person pre-release that just was like, boo, and we're like,
no,
just rotate, everybody rotate.
Go one to your right, everybody move.
There's no prize at the end, just rotate.
You all get a pack anyway.
They're like, are you sure? And I'm like, or you can play the same person. Like, I don't care. Like,
your friend,
Yeah.
It's very cool to see though, and like you said, there's always not a lot. There's always going to be technical difficulties or issues, but like the way we're lucky enough to have the community, like actually, like, oh, that's fine. This issue happened. Let's work through it and get that next step and just keep moving. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah. Also, big shout out to Sylvan.
Yes. Oh my God.
For helping get me on the right track. Sometimes I'm a little hard-headed. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I liked my system. I like my points, but
no points for draw.
Yeah.
So that's what people advocate for now. So maybe
I'm just telling you, I'm early competitive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Big shout out to Sylvan. They're one of our local judges. I think a level 2, phenomenal judge, phenomenal person. Also a good cEDH player. Like literally the whole package.
Selvala, right?
Selvala.
Yeah.
Mono green Selvala, and they're the only one I've ever seen do it.
Yeah.
And they do it well. That's kind of all I wanted to talk about today, besides Thrasios Corner, our little weekly talking about usually Raul and mine's Thrasios decks. Is there any other thing you want to talk about before that?
I mean, let's keep making stuff. I appreciate this. I mean, no, I mean, like the podcast community is, at least from a store perspective, like I watch a lot of stuff on the internet. I don't get to go play the games. Like I say to everybody, I don't play the games. I play Card Store, right? That's the game that I play. So for me, I get to watch these communities grow. I get to facilitate them and provide, different tools. It's like, here's a stream thing. Who's going to use it? And you guys did. And so
Raul pounced on that. He's like, dude, you got a stream room? Give me that.
and that's what I'm saying. That's what I want. And that's what I love about it. Because for me, it's all about the clubhouse mentality, just being in the store. And it's like, yeah, it's a job.
Yeah.
We got to sell stuff. We got to buy stuff. But you get to hang out with all the stuff that we like.
Yes.
And so the more I can facilitate that to continue to happen is what we're going to do. So I appreciate you guys and TG Basics. You guys hold it down. Hey, thanks to the whole cEDH community. Like, I know that it's growing, and I love it.
Fast, dude.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like nobody was doing it when we were doing it, and now it's like the biggest format in Magic, and it's just blowing my mind. So I'm just glad I get to be a part of it in some way, and thank you guys.
In a big way.
In some way. In some way.
All right, let's go over to the end of this session. We're talking about some Thrasios decks. We're gonna start with Raul's. Oh, it's not on the. I need to change it to the visual grid real quick. and then we're good. Okay.
Oh.
One of the things Raul talked to me about recently is he actually is cutting Oculus. I know we've been talking about this deck a good amount, but it's just TNT. It's good stuff. We're
Let's see
trying to.
Oculus. Let's see it.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
see it.
So Oculus actually says 2 in a blue. It's an eye. It's a creature. It's a 5/5 flyer. It says as additional cost to casting, you must exile 6 cards from your graveyard. But at the beginning of each one's upkeep, you manifest dread. Do you remember manifest dread?
I do. Well,
It's look at the top 2 for anyone at home not knowing. Look at the top 2 cards. You put one of them into your graveyard, one of them into play face down as a 2/2 creature. At any time, literally any time, you can basically morph it up for its mana cost, for it to become only as a creature, the creature that it is below.
okay.
So if you have an Orcish Bowmasters below it, you can pay 1 in a black at any time and just flip it. Same thing with Ranger Captain, a Seedborn Muse, Esper, any of those things. Or you can just keep it a 2/2 mystery card. It doesn't
Mystery
have to
card,
be
yeah.
a creature underneath. It just
waiting.
can be.
It's just plotting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've recently cut this. I think the hard part is just like if it's stuck in your hand, casting it, because you do have to exile 6 cards from your graveyard, which is like a really difficult cost.
Yeah, that would be tough. That's where I'm like, how do you have to like forcefully load your graveyard just for this one card, or are you just hoping that it happens?
So it's that or Finale of Devastation. You
True.
put it into play for X's 3, and then you don't have to do the exile thing.
True.
Because it's not on ETB or anything. It's as additional cost to cast.
That's cool.
So you can cheat it in, and there's some good ways to do that. But I think it's a little bit too hard to play around a lot of time. Again, I played it in TNT when I was still playing it, and it was fun. It won me a few games, but it wasn't like the thing I wanted to be doing. So it makes sense he's cutting it. I believe he said he was cutting it for Draneth, which with right now in this turbo meta, I don't know if you've been seeing, it's been going speedy, and the Draneth shuts down all the commander-centric decks, all the breaches, all the things in exile for Horn of Harnfell. I don't know about Obnix, but things like that, right?
That's why I got my Ghostly Pilferer, baby.
Ghostly Pilferer. What
Yeah.
a card.
That's right.
Draw, discard. It's discard, draw. When it becomes tapped.
If they cast a card from anywhere other than their hand, you draw a card, and
Yeah.
then if it becomes untapped, I don't know. Let's look it up. It does. It's got
Whenever
too
it
much
becomes
text.
untapped, you may pay 2 if you do draw. So
Yeah.
it's just free if you have a bunch of mana. When your opponent casts a spell from anywhere other than hand, draw. Pretty good. And then you can discard a card. It can't be blocked. So there's also a discard outlet if you need things discarded.
Yeah, which is like
I'm Hornoculus. A pretty good card.
it's just the middle text that I like the best. On there. The rest is like, okay, maybe I can get a draw. Maybe who cares? Like
if you need
or
to
if
pay
I
2,
want to
right?
force discard, right? Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're gonna Wheel of Fortune anyways, like
Yep.
get him out of here. I want it to not be blocked. Yeah, Draneth I think right now is becoming more and more necessary. We talked a while ago about how Oppo and Draneth are kind of in a bad spot, but I think they're becoming much, much better very quickly. We're seeing a lot more Rogsai, a lot more Raw, a lot more Turbo, a lot more Tali. All these decks that are just like really, really, really trying to go turn 2 win.
Yeah.
And decks like TNT kind of struggle against that, right? The turbo decks just kind of slaughter them if they don't get their insane engines down fast.
Yeah.
Or a stacks piece. So I think it's like a good move. I think he's still on a lot of other land things because I mean Scootsworm's very good. A Breeze Caller's very good for doing the mana stuff with Cradle. You have like all the creature tutors, regular demonic tutor. I know we've talked about it in the past too. He's a hater of Imseal, and so am I. In this deck specifically, it's just a little too slow sometimes, and the turn cycle changes. If you have the Imseal pass and then 3 people play cards, you might hate the card you're about to top deck now, and that totally sucks. So I know a lot of people give myself and Raul shit about that one, but I think it's right. Still pretty good interaction package.
It's one card.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I'm like, I'm not married to that one, but it's like, yeah.
I agree. I think people hype over or get a little caught up over one card sometimes.
It's hard not. It's hard when a card does what it's supposed to do so perfectly one time for you.
Yes.
And
you don't want to cut it.
you're like, you never want to cut it because you're like, oh, well, it did the really think about it. And you're like, once, maybe. Yeah.
I agree. A lot of people, myself included, have done that where they just get too attached to a card.
It's hard.
Yeah. Pretty small artifact package, mostly the Basalt for cannon, and then just rocks. No like Mopal or anything. The Growing Rights for a second Cradle. Again, he's leaning more into that Aboro Breeze Caller Cradle synergies. Same with the Talon Gates for infinite mana. And I mean, I think Growing Rights is just a really good card. I love this card, regardless of not if I'm playing a Thrasios deck.
I
It's
still
so
like
good.
that card too.
Dude. And people don't realize you look at the top 4 and you put them back in any order. So even if you pick nothing, you can like,
You're still
oh,
filtering your
I have a Thrasios Oracle in hand, or a demonic consultation. I can name that bottom card and then just value cast authority, whatever.
true. Yeah, no.
Um, everything else is pretty standard. I think his deck hasn't changed too much besides what this actual change is. I assume he's still been loving the Snapcaster Mage. I love Snapcaster Mage, and I don't see it enough in C. This card's fantastic. You know about Snapcaster Mage.
little snappy boy.
Snappy
Yeah.
man. Oh,
Snapman. Snapmander.
I think that's about it for this TNT. Today, instead of talking about regular Rog-Thras, I want to go back to talking about something silly. I don't know if you've seen this list. This is called Semi-Blue.
No.
We play big creatures in this deck.
There we go.
You see the Galta, some Apex Devastator, some Atali. Basically, the point of this deck is to generate a ton of mana or find any of these kind of payoffs that have Cascade or Eureka.
Oh, that's weird. You're generating mana in green?
I know, right? We're ramping. The hard part, I think, people see is like, oh, how are you casting Apex Devastator? And you're like, dude, trust me. Turn 3 Apex Devastator isn't that insane in this deck.
Okay.
You're doing a lot of the cradle stuff because you want creatures, but besides that, you're still just regular ramping. You're playing a lot of rocks. You're playing, Rog and Thrasios are pretty free for, Relic of Legends, things like that.
Got the candle.
Candelabra. Oh my God, what a good card, dude. Candelabra is such a good card. This whole point of this deck, and I know we talked about it on the pod before, is really just, again, get down a crazy like 8 or 10 drop that hopefully wins you the game.
Yeah.
It's very hard to interact with, creatures, right? So this deck is playing 43 creatures besides Rog and Thrasios.
That's so wild. Like just
an
how
insane amount.
It's crazy how the, everything just keeps shifting in this format. So
Constantly.
So much.
Constantly shifting. It's insane. This is another one of those decks though that Drannith would totally screw over because can't really cast from Cascade in Exile. And same with some of these other things like, the creative techniques you reveal exile cards. Yeah, you're basically just trying to like either show and tell or Eureka or cast a massive Cascade effect.
Right.
And then once you generate like an insane amount of value, you don't really need to be winning because you're doing so much that your opponents physically have to win the game, or swing at them for 40 next turn with a bunch of big creatures.
I love
or that. Any of these other payoffs.
Advantage and CEDH.
Dude, it's the best.
How the turns have tabled.
Literally. You might see I'm on 102 cards. That's just because I can't decide on 2 cuts. So I'm just.
Now we know this dude's putting more cards in his deck. Yeah, okay.
They're all so good. I don't know.
That's how he did it.
I don't want to cut any of them. No, this deck's phenomenal. I've been playing it a little bit less recently, but when I was playing it, I was still presenting a turn 3 win pretty much every game, if not turn 4, even on low mulligans. And it felt really, really good. A big MVP of this deck I want to talk about is Radagast the Brown real quick. It is a 2/2 green, so 4 mana legendary creature. It's an avatar wizard. It says whenever it or another non-token creature you control enters, look at the top X cards of your library where X is that creature's mana value. You may reveal a creature card that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control among those and put it in your hand. Shuffle the rest on the bottom. It's a little confusing, but basically if I have an Apex Devastator enter, I look at the top 10 cards, have any creature that doesn't share a type with them, put it into my hand.
Yeah.
So what you can keep doing is getting these either crazy value or just dorks. And if you have to pass, next turn you're like, oh, cool. I have this other massive payoff that's also a creature that you really can't counter with the sides of Force of Will. And you just keep churning and churning and churning. It gets really ridiculous when you count Galta, Stampede Tower.
Well, and the fact that it triggers when another creature enters the battlefield,
or another creature,
right? Exactly, because it's like, well, yeah, I'm getting another creature. That's going to happen.
The creature deck's gonna get another creature, right?
Exactly. Like when he came in, I got another creature.
Yeah. And a lot of the time in this deck too, you're not paying regular costs for creatures. So you're kind of cheating them out. So when you get a 10 drop in, you're looking at 10 cards for free rather than the amount you paid for it.
Hidden Radagast commander.
It is hidden commander. I do call it that. It's phenomenal. It's like the little secret commander.
There you go.
This deck's been really fun. It's definitely not worked out all the way. It's not perfect, but I think it's in an interestingly good spot. Just turboing, no interaction. You just kind of say I'm gonna win the game. I don't know what you can
So
do.
whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, so do you have Gilded Drake in here?
I don't have Gilded Drake in there.
Because if you steal somebody's creature, right? Do you still get that?
So you'd get the Gilded Drake ETB triggering Radagast. You wouldn't get theirs because you're
it's not
swapping
it's just-
control.
yeah, okay.
But still, again, this deck's just super fun and super silly to bring to the table. They're like, "What are you casting? You're casting a, you know, Maelstrom Wanderer or whatever it is." They're just like, "Yeah, man, I'm just having fun."
I'm just vibing, dude. See what happens.
It's been phenomenal.
And then Atali's hidden in there too.
Dude, Atali is he's a sneaky Atali. Sneaky Atali. Show and tell Atali is a real thing.
Show and Tali. Yeah.
I think that's really all we've got. Little Thrasios Corner, and got everything else over. Again, thank you so much, John, for coming on, and talking to the pod. That's all we really got. And
Let's open this pack now, dude.
oh, dude,
Let's
open
open
it?
the pack. No, after we'll show
After?
you could post the pics. Let's do it.
We'll post it in the Discord. But yeah, John brought us a little Final Fantasy collector. We'll show the spoils if you want to join the Discord below. Appreciate you guys always. Leave a comment if there's something we didn't get to or something you thought was different from our opinions. Just let us know. So appreciate you all and have a great day.
Adios. Bye.